Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, There Goes the Neighborhood. I'm Jason.
I'm Michelle.
And today we are celebrating our first full week of living on the road in our RV. And right now we want to go through 5 things or 5 observations that we've learned this very first week of living in our camper. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is making reservations. When we left our house for the very last time, we got in the camper and drove about an hour away to a place called Enid Lake here in Mississippi. And I didn't make reservations. It's usually not really full around here, so I didn't really think we would have an issue. And then when we got here and started looking at the sites, we learned very quickly that most of the sites that we would actually want to get were booked, mainly reserved on the weekends. So make sure you make reservations ahead of time and book those sites before you take off on the road. The second one that we want to talk about is what to do with your spare keys. So we had an incident this week, and I'm going to let Michelle kind of explain that to you.
We were at the lake, and I had the keys in my back pocket, but I kind of stuck in some sand and fell so that I wouldn't sink anymore, and apparently the keys flew out of my pocket. Well, when we came back to the camper, it started raining, which is why we left the lake actually to begin with. And guess who didn't have the keys in their pocket? Me. So yeah, spare keys somewhere besides, in the camper.
In the RV, right. So we left our spare key in the camper. Not a very good choice, obviously. So make sure when you purchase a new RV, and ours is a new RV, we've had it now for I guess about a month, and we just never did anything with the spare key, and we left it hanging up in the RV. So make sure you take those out and put them in the truck or hide them somewhere, whatever you want to do with your spare key, and maybe that'll save you from drilling out the lock like we started doing. And actually, that didn't even work too well either. And then Michelle remembered one of our windows was cracked. So we got one of our boys to climb through the window and unlock the door for us. And that worked. But we're still out a lock. So we're buying a new, I think it's the RV lock with the keypad on it. Keyless entry. So hopefully we won't have this issue anymore if we do lose our keys. So just another thing to keep in mind, something that happened to us this very first week. Third thing, this may be just specific for us at this time though, but one observation we've made is it's been very peaceful camping out this week. Again, we're at Enid Lake. It's away from the city. We're actually about an hour away from any real city, any bustling metropolis. And also, if we want to go to the store and get anything, it's about 15-20 minutes away from us. But we have found it to be very peaceful around here. We've been getting our work done, and then hanging out and just getting things done around the campsite, or just learning what to do, I guess, each day after we get our work done. So, you got anything to say about?
Well, one thing that we struggled with is going out to eat a lot. So being away from a larger city, or actually having to drive 20-25 minutes, it's actually a little bit longer than 15 minutes, to the nearest town to go out to eat, it definitely forces us to cook inside the camper, which was one of our goals of doing this anyways, was to cook more. So that to me helps. But it is nice to be able to be out in nature. Just this morning, as I was working, a deer came through our campsite, so that was pretty cool.
The fourth thing, we do have an animal with us, and if you have animals with you going camping, we've learned that our animal, our dog Lucy, she weighs, what does she weigh, about 50 pounds or so?
65.
About 65 pounds. She's not 100%. She's got some bad legs, so we actually have to pick her up and put her out onto the ground. She's not very good with the steps, so we've been getting our exercise this week, just picking the dog up in and out of the camper, half a dozen times at least a day to go on a few walks, or just go out to use the bathroom. Again, we pick her up to put her out, and then we also pick her up to put her back in, and we're just kind of getting used to that routine. We don't mind doing it. Both of us can do it, and we do. But it's just, I guess, something else we just never really thought too much about. We were a little worried about it when we started on this trip, if she'd be able to handle the stairs, and we think it's kind of half her ability to do it, but also half she doesn't know how to work stairs very well.
I don't think she's ever done stairs before.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever done more than like one step at a time, so
Yeah.
I think it kind of confuses her. But she's a quick learner. She actually now goes to the first step, and she steps down the first step and then waits for us to pick her up. And then when we come back to the camper to put her back in, she'll get up that first step, and then we'll pick her up. And she kind of steps up there and looks at you, and she's waiting for you to pick her up now. So it's kind of funny and amusing to us. But again, we don't mind doing it, but it is something that we've had to get used to, hoisting her up and back down in the camper. So, and then the fifth thing, and the last thing we want to mention is, again, we work from home, so our cell phone coverage is important to both of us, because we do work and we need to be online for certain things. And so the cell phone coverage here has been a little bit of a challenge. We like being in a park like this, a campground, I guess I should say, rather than like a RV park where it's just rows of RVs, concrete pads, and really no trees or anything. We love the trees. We love the scenery here. It's a beautiful lake to be on and camping on this whole week. But the cell phone coverage is kind of iffy. The first site we were at, we had great coverage. Everything was running great. Then we had to move because of those reservations people had for the weekend. So we found another site that we could stay the rest of our time here, and it's kind of tucked under some trees. And we've had a little bit of a difficult time getting cell phone coverage, although we've made it work. We do have a Wii Boost, and I'm going to do a review of the Wii Boost and how it's working after a few more weeks of use, so I can see how it's going with that in different places. But we've been managing okay. It's not great. We usually have about two bars of LTE service. Sometimes it'll bump up to 3, but mainly around 2 bars. And it's been overcast and rainy all week too, so that hadn't helped much. And also Wi-Fi plans. We were looking into doing an AT&T Wi-Fi plan with a AT&T Wi-Fi router that's separate from our phones, just for data usage. And I signed up for one of those. The plan we got was 20 gigs a month for about $110, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah, she didn't know. I went. I think it was $110 for 20 gigs. And then I started looking around. I thought that was kind of crazy, which to me it's kind of crazy. It's accurate if you look at their plans. I got to looking around. They actually have grandfathered plans you can purchase from people. And what those are actually are truly unlimited plans that you pay for a month, and you can sign up for the service through AT&T. It's $30 a month. You get a truly unlimited plan through those grandfathered plans, and I purchased one of those actually on eBay from somebody, and I'll do another review on that after I give it a little more time. We've only had it for 2 days now to see how that's working, but that took us from $110 a month for 20 gigs to having truly unlimited cell service. No throttling at 20 gigs or anything like that is supposed to happen with this, and it's $30 a month. So that's a game changer there. That's a huge deal if we get a good cell phone service wherever we are, then we can blow through some gigs of data and be just fine. We don't have to worry about being throttled down or running out, especially with our work that we do. I would imagine even just uploading one of these YouTube videos right here, we probably wouldn't even be trying to do that through our cell phone coverage. We'd have to go somewhere with Wi-Fi to do that with just 20 gigs a month with our work that we do, eating up data. So I did want to mention that. And also, again, I'll do a review on that after we've had a little bit more time with it to see how it goes. So, well, that's it for our first full week of RV living. I will mention that as we're recording this, we are going to close and sign the paperwork on our house tomorrow. So we're looking forward to getting up into town. It's about an hour away, driving back to town, signing that over to a wonderful couple that purchased our house that we've gotten to talk to, and they're great folks. We're excited for them getting the house, and also excited for us to get that over with and truly hit the road and be out from under that and not having to hang around, I guess, any longer in this area, and we can go ahead and get on the road and kind of focus on living and working and enjoying the scenery and the spots that we go to, and taking the boys to different areas of the country, and really getting on down the road and getting to it. So thank you guys for hanging out with us for our second video here, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
So guys, how was your first week of living in the camper?
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Not that fantastic. It
Yeah.
was pretty fun. We had some fun things.
We had some fun things, and
You please
my
stop
mom
talking over
actually. What?
me. You're talking over me whenever I talk. Okay, fine.
Anyways,
I made a card game,
yeah, he made a card game,
I guess.
Battlefish.
It's called Battlefish, where you have to battle fish with fish.
Yeah.
Some fish are better than fish. Some fish are Some fish are worse than other fish.
Like the bass.
Yeah. We've been getting used to not having internet.
Yay.
too.
And not being able to play Fortnite.
Thing is, our dad has a app called Kids Lock,
Which is stupid.
and it's kind of ironic that it doesn't work on internet. So,
Kablam.
yay. Me and Ethan played this game called Bloxel's Builder, and you
Yeah.
can make a background for the game. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You should get it.
Yeah, you specifically should get the game. Not Jerry. No, Jerry can just go away. I want you to get it.
Who's Jerry? Your imaginary friend?
No, it's you.
Also not sponsored.
Mom, there's
Bye.
people over there.
I'll have to redo that. What is this, a state park? I don't know what it is either.
And you didn't say who our names are.
Do I need to do that? Can you just start over?
Yeah, I think you should say our names.
Okay. How do you want to do that? I'll say...
Hello, welcome to There Goes the Neighborhood. I'm Michelle, and this is
Okay. So I'll say I'm Jason, you'll say...
Michelle.
And then I'll keep talking. Alright. Ready? And Wi-Fi.
Why?
And also...